Hi, everyone. Welcome back. And it's very nice to see you all back. We have the last segment of the day two of the conference, and it's the most important segment, for the whole event. And there are two reasons for it. Till now, we have seen what actually is the influencing factors, but we haven't yet defined the future. The theme is the future of quality engineering. So in the next segment, we have two interesting keynote speakers who are presenting on the future or the state of the current performance engineering report. We also have a second keynote, who will be talking about how we can integrate the quality engineering and the DevSecOps into building our new normal. And the third most important thing for which a lot of you have been waiting for is to know about who are the top 3 best of the best awards. While we are attending the session, a selective jury set members are currently going through all your presentations which have happened till now, and they're comparing their notes. And shortly, I will have the results with me, which I will announce in the last part of the show. So do not leave and please wait for the show. Without much ado, the main important factor to define the future is to currently know what is the current state and understand what is the state of performance engineering that's happening in the current world. To do this, there is no one more appropriate than Neotys and Sogeti, an interesting combination of organizations who have partnered together to produce the 2020 State of Performance Engineering Report. The next set of speakers will be Sriram Rajaram from Neotys, who is the Alliance Manager at Neotys for Global SIs. He is a technology evangelist with a strong track record of establishing centers of excellence, establishing and developing them, and integrating various solutions to enable customers to reap benefits from various performance engineering activities. We also have a gentleman, Anthony Aymer, who is joining us from France. Anthony is a strategic portfolio director at Sogeti, and he's also a passionate technologist, and he will also be joining the talk to present you the state of performance engineering based on their 2020 report. So over to you, Sriram and Anthony. The audience are eagerly waiting to hear your thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And on behalf of Graham and myself. So this is actually a very interesting topic. So if we have a step back in the last decade, our industry, whether we talk about IT companies or research companies, we have produced a great number of proof points around performance, really saying the importance of applications performance across all companies. And we know today that a company publicly announcing a software glitch, whether it's related to performance or not, can lose much more than just stakeholder value. If you recall, 2 years ago, the BBC reported that 10% of the users would leave a website for every additional second a page takes to load. So I think here we want to have, again, a step back on the industry, and especially in the context we are in today, understand the impact on performance and how to do things better. So in the next slide, we actually unveil a little bit about how we structured the report. A little bit more than 500 IT professionals across different skills and responsibilities across various regions and also various sectors. But it's not just a, let's say, online survey that we brought to people. Yeah, that would be boring, I would say. But we actually followed up by deep dive interviews with many different companies on the same call, and really deep diving into aspects of their investment into applications performance and this overall discipline, which is performance engineering. So this is we only have like 25, half an hour, to discuss a 3 months work, which is always a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. You'll see in the report there are a lot of very crisp examples, short stories, I think, from which we can actually get inspired, let's say, to elevate the ambitions that we have with applications performance. So let's probably go to the next slide. We've been presenting with Sriram, to different audiences, and there's always something that comes back, especially also something from the report. Here we have different ways of measuring applications performance from a company perspective. The first one is the business. So business typically measures applications performance using evidence coming from voice of the customer, NPS, review mining, rating and reviews on the app stores, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and also sometimes working with focus groups, right? And this is what we called, and this is the time to build the animation, Sriram. This is what we call the perceived experience, right? And this is what business also measured. Yes, there are some financial aspects, but there's also some perception element that is being measured by business. On the other side, us, I think all of us here at the STP conference, we are from Central IT. We are technologists. So what matters to us, it's not what is above the fold in terms of what the business measures, but it is all these elite aspects of performance: stability, reliability, scalability, availability, predictability, crashability. All right, I'm going to be dropping this one in the bucket here. Responsiveness, uptime, so all of this, well, they're intimate with that. And this is what we call the actual experience from the user. So, and this is as a whole, how we should as a company approach the measurement of applications performance. And this is a beautiful segue to what actually is performance engineering. And if we go and Google it, there's actually too little content on performance engineering and too little understanding of what does this discipline embeds, what does that it actually involves. And to be honest, there's a great confusion with performance testing and sometimes also with performance monitoring. And this discipline is too often restricted to ensuring that the non-functional requirements are met. So you put performance in a bucket, and yeah, it's with security, maybe accessibility testing, and then we'll see how it is. And it's too often restricted to throughput, speed, memory use, and this sort of aspect. So, but it's not, as we believe, only a technology-centric discipline, but it's one that should really have a business interest at its very heart. And to express what I'm trying to say here, so we put together this slide where you have all the 4 key steps of what is the different activities that we're doing today. So we design for performance, which is often a very difficult part. How to design the right requirement for performance, how you develop for performance, how you also embed automated performance unit testing inside the development CI/CD pipeline. How do you test for performance with the various types of testing, and also how you monitor for performance continuously to learn from production. So all these aspects obviously needs to talk to one another. This is why we have this feedback mechanism in place. But straight away, you're saying that there's also a gap in terms of how we do things, because again, this is what we've been learning from the report. Many teams actually do part of these 4 bubbles, but sometimes in siloed. So they're not working together against the same goal, right? But most importantly, we lack still today in 2020, working too much with business, right? And this is what the report tells us as well. This is what we have witnessed, is that we, from a technology perspective, do a great job, but not enough with working with business. And business could be sales, it could be marketing, it could be product owner, doesn't really matter. Obviously, there's also one thing that is absolutely critical. This is the exec perspective. We need, at a certain level, to embed applications performance and performance engineering as this underlying activity inside the culture of company, inside our DNA, right? And okay, yes, I'm going to be a bit harsh, but this is for CXO here. CXO sometimes understand that they need to have reliable, speedy applications performance, but fail to